Hi friends, log on to my website fastbeam.com and talk to me on the forums. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Mahindra Alturas G4. G4 because it's the 4th generation of the Rexton. Now this is a rebadged vehicle and straight away in the engine bay we can see hydraulic struts. It gets a 2.2 litre diesel engine, well packaged. I think it can accommodate a 6-cylinder engine as well, but hey, I'm being greedy. Anyways, as you can see, the Mahindra grille is the only massive change on this vehicle. Everything else remains the same as the Rexton, and obviously Mahindra badges everywhere. At the front, at the rear, in the instrument cluster, as well as in the infotainment system. Anyways, as you can see, the design is really very nice. In fact, this car is massive in terms of presence. Front parking sensors, piano black finishing over here on the lower half, chrome treatment, LED DRLs, projector lights, and the light actually looks very nice. In fact, this car looks very bold. It is as big as a Land Rover Discovery Sport, not the Range Rover, but the Land Rover. And as you can see from the side, it is massive. So, if I open the car, there are puddle lamps there as well. I don't know if it's doing logo projection, it's too sunny to realize that, but the design is kind of awkward over here. Look at the design over here. I do not like the design. It feels too expansive as such, but it gets roof rails, lot of ground clearance, and the wheels look really nice as well. These are 18 inches Hankook tires obviously, and this is a 255/60 18 tire. Nice 5 spokes over here. And obviously this yellow dot, I don't know for what. You can actually see the suspension because the wheel travel is quite a lot on this body on frame SUV. So the design is very nice. In fact, it has this black body cladding running throughout the vehicle. Request sensor over here. And I actually like the design from certain angles. That is from the rear as well. You can see it looks very nice. Alturas G4 written in the center. Mahindra logo over here. The lights look nice. These are split lights and 4-wheel drive written over here. There are 2 variants. Everything is automatic only in terms of transmission. So from the side as well, it has a lot of presence. It looks big, it looks massive, it looks nice actually. It has a lot of road presence. In fact, this car can scare the Toyota Fortuner on the road. That's how huge it is in terms of dimensions. And I'm done with my 360-degree walk. So let's open the boot right away. So it gets this button press and there it opens on its own. Oh, don't disappoint me. What are you doing? Okay, we need to press it once again. We didn't press it properly right now. So it actually also has a request sensor. You come and stand behind, you don't need to wave your leg and it will automatically open. That's how cool it is. Okay, people are going off-roading over there. That's beside the point. See, the boot area isn't large enough. You can't keep anything. Actually, you can keep a couple of bags when you go to the gym, but I don't think this is a car to go to the gym in. But you can recline these seats, and yeah, these are adjustable seats. You can recline them, you can put them down like that, and then you get good amount of boot space. In fact, yeah, this is good amount of boot space to carry a lot of luggage, but the last row of seats, they don't have much space. Honestly, it's not for adults, it's not even for children, because I'll just show it to you. So it is kind of raised, and most importantly, the problem is that your knees will touch your chest because there's no under thigh support as such. You can see there's space to keep stuff. There are AC vents over here in the 3rd row along with the controller as well. So yeah, you need to push this back again. Okay, here we go. So there's a 12-volt charging socket over here, and this is the blower adjustment speed. And on the left side also we got space to keep stuff like this. Meanwhile, they have actually removed the power socket to charge laptops from the Indian model because cost cutting, and it doesn't make sense. Not many people actually use it. Press this button and the boot closes. So again, that's a very nice touch. Okay, we need to remove this plastic which is on the number plate light at the rear. Okay, now it has a sensor, but it's not for the rear doors. We open the car, it keeps locking itself. What's wrong with you? No one's gonna rob anything. Anyways, as you can see, there is a lot of space to keep stuff over here, and the door pockets are large enough to keep a 1 liter bottle, half-liter bottle, and whatnot. You get this tan leather treatment, nice stitching, and the rear seat has a lot of space. Okay, there's good amount of legroom and knee room, but under thigh support is lacking. Headroom is decent, not the best I would say, because you can see it's slightly curved like that over here. Now the AC vents are over here. You get a 12-volt charging socket along with a USB plug over here. So could have put AC vents on the B pillar as well. There's a handle to hold on to because yes, it's a body on frame car. I think a million times I've said the same thing. Now the center armrest is big enough. There are twin cup holders over here, but this doesn't open. Meanwhile, there are 3 headrests over here, which means that 3 people can comfortably sit in. In fact, the cabin is wide enough. This is almost flat as well, so 3 people are very comfortable. Slightly scooped out seat back as well. There's a magazine holder here too, and I'm always tempted to look at the last row of seats, but yeah, need to keep luggage there. No one can sit there. Honestly, no one can sit there. So there's a light over here, white light. There's a hook over here, handle over here on both sides, along with the hook as well. This car has got, okay, what is this? Paper boat, drinks and memories. Yeah, guava, nice. Oh, sorry, don't digress. So this car has got 9 airbags. It's got 5-star rating from K NCAP. K NCAP happens to be the Korean NCAP. There's a request sensor over here, and it has got keyless go, and you know, the seat moves behind, so when you sit inside the car, it will make it comfortable for you to get inside, and as soon as you close the door, it will go ahead again. So that's again a very nice touch. Lot of space over here, twin cup holders over here, door pockets are large enough. These are the controls for the power windows, and this is to child lock the rear doors. This is the power window lock, and this is to control the outside rear view mirrors. Now it gets electric adjust for the front driver's seat. Okay, driver always sits at the front. Faisal, you can't have a front driver's seat, it has to be a driver's seat. All right, we'll cut that in edit. And as you can see, the seat is really very nice and comfortable, nice bolstering. In fact, back support is very good over here, and it gets memory seats with 3 profiles too. So that's again a very nice thing. Now this is for hill descent control, this is for traction control. You have to keep the traction control button pressed for almost 5 seconds to deactivate it. This is for the parking camera, this is to open the tailgate, and this is for the parking sensors. It gets both front and rear parking sensors. It gets a 360-degree parking camera as well. This is for the headlight leveler, and as you can see, the dashboard is a very nice looking unit. Indeed, I really love the dashboard. It feels so premium. Okay, now the Mahindra logo comes over there, and let me turn on the car right away. So check the system, and it shows the complete car, and the vehicle is turned on. Gets a dual zone climate control system. Air conditioning is very nice. Cluster ionizer over here. Certain parts are coming from Mercedes-Benz, such as the gearbox. Obviously, you see this is a S and a W mode. So basically it is deactivate winter, and this is set winter. So basically something with the transmission for winter mode as well. Let's quickly get into reverse gear. So now we are into reverse gear. There's a 360-degree parking camera, adaptive guidelines as well. And you know what? It also shows you a bird's eye view, so you can also, you know, go for a bird's eye view, which is a very cool thing. Yeah, it's something similar to what we see in BMWs. Now in order to get to that, okay, we have to get into 3D view set, and look, there is the 3D view. It is showing me the 3D view where the car is going. It's not very polished, not the ones we have seen in BMW cars anyway, so you know, it kind of looks nice. Yeah, that is a nice view while reversing. Definitely it needs it because it's a humongous car. So one touch roll up for the power windows for all the 4 windows, but it doesn't get an auto dimming inside rear view mirror, glaring omission at this price point. There's a sunglass holder over here. There are plenty of lights over here, and these are basically to increase the intensity of the light. Meanwhile, this is the light over here, and obviously you can turn on the door light. Meanwhile, there's a sunroof over here. Press this button to open the sunroof, and there it opens. Yep, and you have to press it once again to push it all the way behind. So the glove box actually gets a lock over here. Yeah, there's a lock for the glove box. The glove box is decent size. The lock used to come in the Maruti S-Team long back. And over here on the sun visor, you obviously get a light as well as a mirror. Now you have to, okay, how do you turn on the light? No, you cannot turn on the light like that. Come on, light, turn on yourself. No, it's not going to turn on like that. Do you have any idea how to turn on the light? No, I do not have any idea about how to turn on the light. You look like a fool in the video. Just cut this out. All right, done. Same is the case over here. Okay, the light is working. The light wasn't working over here. So that's that. And this is an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is kind of fluid to use. It gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity as well. And there is a USB socket over here. There's an aux port over here. There's a 12-volt charging socket over here. There's a cigarette lighter over here. It also gets ventilated seats. So press this button. Seat ventilation starts, which is for the front seats only. There is no seat heating, which is available on the global model. But honestly, we do not need it over here. These are the controls for the air conditioning, which works really well in this car. This is the start engine stop button. And the steering feels nice to hold. Gets this beautiful stitching. In fact, even the seats get this beautiful stitching. Meanwhile, these are actually the controls for the cruise control. And this is for the audio system. There's voice command as well, and this is to navigate through the instrument cluster. There's a lot over there in the instrument cluster. All right, there's a lot. It's a very nice instrument cluster, but these pods look very basic, the tachometer and the speedometer. However, the center screen actually looks very nice to me. So you can get into audio, you can get into various lighting setting. It gets ambient lighting as well. Driving range, it's saying 369 kilometers. Instant fuel consumption is also shown over there. So it's actually a very loaded multi-information display over here. But yes, honestly, the design could have been better for these pods at least. Now these are the controls for the wiper, and it gets this nice wiper, lot of spray, cleans the windscreen in no time. These are the controls for the headlight, and the horn is not that great, unfortunately. I do not like the horn at all on this vehicle. Now there are twin cup holders over here along with an ashtray, and over here under the center armrest there's space to keep coins, and Yeah, why is this green thing going? This Kawasaki drive this car. Anyways, you can see there's a lot of space over here as well. So practical in terms of storage spaces, lot of storage spaces in this vehicle. Now this gets auto hold. Basically with auto hold, when you're driving the car, you don't have to keep the brake press. When you come to a halt, it will hold the brakes unless and until you get onto the accelerator. Now these are actually the buttons to shift the gears. It doesn't get paddle shifters. The rubberized treatment over here, very Audi like probably. And this is the electric parking brake. This is the selector for the 4-wheel drive mode. So right now it's in 2 high, you can get into 4 high, which is on the fly. In order to get into 4 low, you do have to come to a halt. Dashboard design looks very nice. I love the treatment over here, and build quality is also decent. The plastics are not very hard, but quality is good, not great by any means. Steering feels nice to hold, and the cabin does feel premium. You sit very high, it gives you a good view of what's around you. And honestly, this car feels kind of premium to me in certain ways because it's loaded with a ton of features as well. Mahindra has gone ahead and put in a lot of equipment. Sorry. SsangYong has gone ahead and put in a lot of equipment in this vehicle, so thumbs up to them. But how's the audio system? Well, let's play it right away.
It really was not easy.
So honestly, the radio reception is very poor and I don't have the time to connect my phone, but audio quality is good enough. It has 6 speakers on offer, and overall I actually like this car. It kind of feels premium and nice, and definitely gives a lot of SUV presence as well. But how is it to drive? Well, let's get driving. Alright, we are all set to go, which means that turning off the air conditioning off, and turning off traction control as well. Now this is the button for traction. Traction has been turned off. I don't know it's reflecting or not. I mean, the cluster is not that visible. Let me turn off the light. Actually, this is a little gimmicky stuff over here. Pressing the traction control button, it is not turning on, it's not turning off. What is wrong with you, car? At least say yes or no. Say you are not going to turn off the traction control, but you can't be in 2 minds, man. Okay, that's not happening. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. And oh my god, that is some wheel spin, and off we go. So yes, performance is very punchy. Now this is powered by a 2.2 liter diesel engine, which produces, okay wait, we have to stop. We have some hazard ahead. Things are flying because there's a lot of nosedive under heavy braking. This is a body on frame car. Hard onto the throttle, here we go again. So this is a 2.2 liter diesel engine which produces 178 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes almost 12 seconds, which is quite a lot. But remember, this car also weighs 2000 kgs. Yes, that's right, it weighs 2000 kgs. The problem is that the steering has absolutely no feel or feedback as such. Yeah, I understand it's a body on frame, but doesn't mean that the steering has to have no feel at all. Okay, let's go for this overtake, and we are through. So this gearbox is actually quite nice. It sourced from Mercedes-Benz. It's a 7-speed unit. It's a torque converter, offers great shifts, but the steering could have offered more feel and feedback. It doesn't have feel at lower speeds. It doesn't have speeds at higher speeds. It doesn't have feel at higher speeds either. But the engine is quite punchy. It's very refined as well. Has a good mid-range. Feels peppy lower down as well. Yeah, in top end it suffers, and you can see there's a lot of roll in this car. Every time you try to corner, there's roll, and even more roll. And the ride quality isn't great either. You can see the car is shaking all over the place. So the ride is on the stiffer side. The suspension itself is on the stiffer side, and the steering, I mean, it feels so light and lifeless. It's the typical Korean steering wheel. I think Korea has some norms in terms of steering. It cannot have any feel whatsoever. So you can see it is just jiggling all over the place. So this isn't a car to push around corners. It's more about comfort, but unfortunately the ride quality isn't very comfortable either. So I don't know where is this car is exactly going. You know, it doesn't maintain its line either. So you know, I'm trying to go through one line and it's trying to go through another line. That is the issue we both are facing, me and the car. We are not on the same term, and I saw the traction control light blink. So there is traction control, but why give a traction control button when you're not going to work? Anyways, get into manual mode, and there are no paddle shifters on offer, shockingly, but you can use this button over here to upshift or downshift. As you can see, motor is quite punchy. Headline slightly above 4000 rpm, which isn't much, and here we go over these rumbler sort of a thing. Little bounce as well, but you know, this steering is so light that you can drive it with one hand, but honestly there is no feel. So it's kind of risky to drive it with one hand because you know that this car is not going to follow your line. Now over here, hard onto the brakes, there is just a lot of nosedive under heavy braking, but I must admit that the braking power is good, and so much roll. Things are flying all over the place in this car. I should have thrown everything out before starting this vlog actually. So as you can see, this particular vehicle isn't very dynamically sorted. This is the 4th generation of the Rexton. Could have done with more dynamic ability, and being a body on frame has its merits and also its negatives. So the negative is of course the fact that, you know, the ride and handling balance isn't great at all. It feels very jiggly at high speeds. I mean, you know, there's a continuous movement of the suspension happening, and that is a little bothersome. However, it gives you the SUV feel. You sit high up, you can see a clear view of what's around, and it's also very capable off-road. And being a body on frame, obviously off-road capability is there as well as ruggedness is there, so that's something which is good. Now this car can obviously go off-road. It has great amount of ground clearance. 244 I think is the global ground clearance, and when it's laid in, the ground clearance is 180 mm according to Indian standards, which is also very high because recently the ARI came up with new figures for ground clearance and it kind of was weird. Anyways, hard onto the throttle, come on, respond, and there it goes. So minor lag is there in this motor, and it just gets vocal post 3000 rpm. Before that it is quite silent. You can see the steering is not very communicative, and that's the only major issue I'm facing with this car, as well as the ride quality, which isn't great either. So will this car sell? Well, this is going to become the flagship of the Mahindra brand, and it's going to be sold through Mahindra's world of SUVs store, dealership, network, whatever you want to call it. And the pricing is going to be around rupees 30 lakhs. So it's going to undercut the Fortuner with which it's going to rival. However, I feel that, you know, it could have done with better ride and handling balance. Although handling is not that important for a body on frame SUV, there is a lot of body roll, good amount of grip surely, but it could have done with more sure-footedness, which it doesn't have around the corners. But you can deal with the body roll because you're not going to drive so fast any which ways. What you would want is a great ride quality, which the Rexton misses, or the Alturas misses out on. Yeah, even the Innova doesn't have a great ride quality as such. It's kind of stiff, but that is an inherent flaw with a body on frame car. Meanwhile, Mahindra is kind of confused. In some places it's going monocoque, in some places it's going body on frame. This is a global vehicle. The quality levels are good. I would say it's better than good. It's not fantastic, and the cabin is comfortable. It has a lot of equipment on offer as well. Let's do a manual launch. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. You can see the rear is already moving around. Yeah, then it bogs down immediately. I think traction comes into play. So performance is like I told you, is very nice. I love the engine. I love the gearbox as well. I would have appreciated if I had got steering mounted paddles, but what I don't like is the ride quality on this vehicle. So will this car actually sell? I believe it will sell in good numbers because there are a lot of XUV owners who are looking to upgrade, and this seems to be the perfect bet for them. Now I'm saying perfect bet because XUV owners are already used to the ride quality, which isn't that great, and same is the case with the Alturas. So XUV and Alturas are in the same line as far as ride quality goes, but performance of all Mahindra cars are absolutely brilliant. I mean, it feels refined, punchy, and nice to drive as well, in terms of giving you the body position, in terms of, you know, making you feel like a king on the road, and most importantly in terms of feeling like an SUV. But yes, the steering, I mean, yeah, where is the feel gone? Where is the feel of the steering? Why are you so light, Mr. Steering? Look at this. I mean, it feels like a joystick to me, honestly. But that said, I must admit that the car is quite polished, and these plenty of features make it extremely value for money. So if you're in the market for a full-size SUV, the thing is the Toyota Fortuner is also not that great in terms of ride and handling balance. So the Alturas really doesn't have a disadvantage as such. And in terms of pricing and features, the Alturas has the Toyota Fortuner by its calls. Yeah, I couldn't use that word. Anyways, guys, this is my video of the Mahindra Alturas G4, all-wheel drive, automatic. I mean, endless names can be said about it. It's a good car. It's priced very attractively, and thus will surely attract a lot of buyers in India. Yes, like I said before, it could have done with more in terms of ride and handling balance, but as I see it, it is an extreme value for money vehicle. As you can see, there's our Evoque going. Yeah, we are actually driving Evoque in this, so maybe probably I'm a little biased towards monocoque chassis right now. Well, after saying there's the Evoque going, there is the Evoque. I'm back here. Actually, the GoPro camera hung up again, showing me a bandit sign, so we have to go yet again. So to conclude, I would say that the G4 is a great effort, and the way SsangYong is going, I expect the next generation of their cars to be even better. Plenty of features, well built, and certainly, I mean, they drive better than before. The engine is smooth and refined, and most importantly, the gearbox is such a damn. Now, okay, it's a Mercedes gearbox, so yeah, it has to be great. But in terms of overtaking on the highway, there's no stress at all because there is good amount of punch, and whenever you get onto the throttle, it will respond immediately as well. So certainly a very good effort from Mahindra as well as SsangYong. Mostly the effort is from SsangYong. Actually, they made the car. Mahindra has just rebadged it by putting in their own logos, obviously because the SsangYong brand wasn't expected in India. Thing is that it's very difficult to pronounce SsangYong. Okay, SsangYong. Yeah. Come on, give me a downshift. Anyways guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video real soon. Bye bye. I completely forgot that this car gets a full size spare wheel with an alloy. Yeah, there you see, full size spare wheel with an alloy. How could I forget that? And you know what, it even tells you where the steering is exactly. When basically when you're driving, it will tell you where the steering is exactly. That's a very cool feature when you're going off-roading. Anyways, this vlog is over. Liked it, give it a thumbs up. Bye bye.